has nothing to do with what the world calls hallucination. And those who can't even spell the name will tell you you're hallucinating. You ask him to define it for you. Tell me exactly what you mean. And he's all silent. But he'll mumble and mumble and mumble. That was a marvelous hallucination. And those tell me they don't even dream. Well, I am telling you what I have experienced. I have reached the end. The whole thing is now an accomplished fact within me. He, in the depth of my own being, who revealed himself as myself, has wrought it. The very end of the 22nd Psalm. Unborn tomorrow will know that God has wrought it. In him, no praise to me as a man called Neville, so what? But the drama unfolded itself completely within me. And I speak from experience when I speak of these characters of Scripture. And so I cannot now get down on my knees and bow before anyone named in that book. They're all eternal states of consciousness. And you are the important one. You, as you sit here, when you say, I am, that is the God of the universe. That is the God passing through these states. And eventually he will come out in the end as the Lord, the Father of humanity, who is David. That is the Son. So, when you meet someone as you go through life, and they need help, it doesn't cost you anything other than one little moment in the exercise of your talent, which is the gift of God to you, which is himself, which is your own wonderful human imagination. And you simply create him in your mind's eye, whether he be 10,000 miles away. You bring him into your mind's eye and see him as he would like to be seen by the world. And you see him as you would like to see him. And you carry on a mental conversation with him from the premise that he is now already the one he wants to be. And to the degree that you are self-persuaded that he is that, he becomes that. You don't have to raise one finger to make it so. You plant the seed. What do you do after you plant the seed? You leave it. You don't dig it up every morning to see if it has a root. You leave it. A seed must fall into the ground and die before it is made alive. And if it dies, it bears much fruit. And so, you put it into the seed, into the ground of your own wonderful human imagination. Now bear in mind, the vision has its own appointed hour. It ripens. It will flower. If it be long, wait, for it is sure and it will not be late. Not for that seed. One seed may take 24 hours. Another may take, like a hen's egg, 21 days. A little lamb takes 5 months. A horse takes a year. Human being 9 months. So each seed has its own appointed hour. So don't be concerned. You did the work. All you need do is simply leave it alone. And don't raise one finger to make it so, and don't discuss it with anyone else or with the one who asked it of you. If they keep on bothering you by saying, well, when? Don't answer them. You planted it. You did what they asked you to do, and that's all that you can do. If they're anxious about it, then let them bring about their own mental miscarriage. What do you do after pregnancy? There is no such thing as a little pregnancy. Pregnancy, and then in the fullness of time, the child is born. So in the fullness of time, what you did in your imagination will be born. So leave it alone. Every imaginal act grows into a fact. So go about knowing that there are only states in this world, and you, the immortal you, cannot die. I am telling you from my own personal experience, you cannot die. Cut off your head now. You will find yourself restored to life in a terrestrial world just like this, and have no knowledge that you die to those here. Because you're not dead. Because a man is not dead, he knows he didn't die. And it's the most difficult thing to persuade anyone that they died. Oh, I've tried it several times. Stepping out of this garment into this world, a world just like this, meeting friends I know intimately, friends whose funeral I went to. Others, I saw them a month before they died. They knew it was terminal, that they're going to die. I meet them and they are 40 years younger. And you can't persuade them that something happened in their world and that they died because you're crazy. How can you say I died when I'm alive? I'm not dead. You say you're not dead, but you died. Well, that's an insane statement to the average mind. So what can you do? Leave them alone until they pass through the states, and in the end they will awake. But you're not going to crow. You've told them. In the end, if what you told them is true, they will know it's true. Because not one word of Scripture will be broken. Not one bone is broken. It's the revealed truth. And revealed truth is the body of God, and not one of his bones can be broken. All will be fulfilled. But it will do you a great deal of good if you will bear in mind when you meet anyone, he is only in a state. If he's in a state of arrogance, all right, let him be. You don't have to actually play his little part for him. If he wants to feel that he's important because of the accident of birth or the money that he has acquired, let him be. You go about your own wonderful way. So here tonight, if I have taken from you the historicity of Scripture, I haven't robbed you, because it isn't historically true anyway. You can search from now to the ends of time, and you'll find no evidence to support the historicity of the Bible. Schweitzer made a tremendous effort, Albert Schweitzer, and he came to the conclusion that there is no historicity of Christ. And he named his book In Search of the Historical Christ. He was an honest man, a humble, simple, wonderful scholar, Albert Schweitzer. But it's not because of what he said. I'm telling you what I've experienced. And you'll never find any so-called burial place of David or Abraham or Jacob in the Near East, no matter what archaeologists bring in. They are eternal states within the consciousness of the individual.